We're 2 rounds into Season 10 of the Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup, and already the New Zealand driver Corby looks tricky to beat as he extended his championship lead last time out at Brands Hatch in a dominant display. Tonight we head to Road Atlanta for our longest race of the season yet, see who can come out on top in our first American round of the season. Welcome to the Apex Racing TV esports studio. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick, alongside me is David Sampson, and this is coverage for round 3 of the Apex Racing Academy Porsche Cup. David, pleasure to have you alongside. We move away from your heart's, your hometown of Kent, or county of Kent, and we go to maybe a circuit which maybe is even closer to your heart, Road Atlanta. I know you love this one, and it's our host sports tonight. Yeah,
pleasure to be here. This is, I think, pound for pound, my favourite track in sim racing. Obviously, I've been here for a particular month, but I've been to a few tracks now. I just love the racing here. Yes, it's short. Yes, you got the blind corner. Yes, there's not much overtaking. Yes, it can be frustrating in multi-class, but I think it's epic. I think it's my favourite sprint track, my favourite multi-class track. And an hour here in a Porsche Cup is really going to test the drivers because they're going to lean on those tyres. Blind corner, obviously, at the beginning when they're all packed up, can create some great racing, opportunistic racing, but also some nightmares. So yeah, really excited to see how it plays out.
Exactly, and yeah, just a reminder of that format. It's the B format that we are using tonight, and so it's a 1 hour race, just a single race. Drivers are limited to 60% fuel, which means that they will have to make a pit stop probably around the 35-minute mark. And whoever wins the race will get a lot of points to their name, 130, which could really swing things in the championship. A chance to make up a lot of points today for some of the drivers. As a reminder of the car that we are driving, I feel like pretty much all the races that I've commentated on have been with this car, with Racing Unleashed, and of course this series as well. But we're back in it, the 911 GT3 Cup 992 edition. And let's as well have a reminder of the calendar. It is round 3 of the season, following the official series all the way. And I mean, looking ahead to the next couple of rounds, a few alternative circuits, VIR and Zolder, 2 circuits which, a bit like Brands Hatch, will be quite demanding when it comes to racecraft.
Yeah, VIR is going to be maybe the trickiest track on this schedule.
Do you like? It's quite a Marmite circuit.
I love it.
I think VIR. I really like it
love
nowadays.
Yeah. But it is. It pushes to your limit every corner. To go quick, you need to go close to the grass. If you go close to the grass, it's not a 1-exit VIR. You don't crash, but you spend so long. Like, the runoffs are huge. You end up in a field, and it's very difficult to get back to the track. But yeah, I love the track, but it's highly demanding, and it's not high on most drivers' experience list.
I know Jamie Fluke loves VIR. It's one of his absolute favourites. He would have it in all the World Championship series. It did used to be in the Open World Championship when there were about 10 tracks on iRacing. But yes, not used so much anymore, but the rescan is very good. Yeah, so we've got that to look forward to for the rest of the season. We've also got a new series to look forward to because Apex Racing League Sports Cars is coming up. Now, the Sports Cars series is going to have GT4 and TCR cars. So if you like either of those car categories, you should sign up to it. 7 rounds, so it's not a big commitment. This series starts in about 2.5 weeks' time. It's on Monday nights, qualifying going live at about 20 GMT, well, 19 GMT once the clocks change. But yeah, Monday evenings. I think you're a little bit tempted by it.
I'm very tempted, yeah. As long as I can, because I want to make sure if I commit to it, I'm going to be there. But yeah, it's high up my priority list. I want to give that a go. Yeah, I like the GT4, and I think Lewis is looking at racing as well. So
yeah,
beating him week on week with the broadcast, I'll be happy. It'll make my day.
I mean, you two will probably fight for the title. I think. Like, Lewis is a very good driver.
He is. He's
You're
very fast.
a very good driver. So,
thank you.
Yeah, I mean, Apex Racing Academy driver, no less, David Sampson. So do visit apexracingleague.com in order to sign up for that series, or sign up to this series, because we have got a lot of new drivers for tonight. 4 of them for this round, which is really good to see. 3 Pedersens now on the grid. We'll come back to that a little bit later. Let's look at the championship standings for the drivers who have already been around so far this season. And is Matthias Stromae, who is currently the man to beat, was really strong back at Hockenheim. It was all Lazarus really last time out at Brands Hatch. He was the man to beat, pole position, Heat 1 win and the A final win. So it's close between the two of them now. But Stromae, who unfortunately isn't around tonight, does marginally have that championship lead.
I don't think Corey's saying unfortunate, but obviously he's got a drop week, so he can absorb this over the championship length. But yeah, this is really gonna push the drivers to try an hour here. I mean, I'd love that, but it's gonna be tricky. Any little mistakes, and you're gonna put heat through your tyres, and after 40 minutes, you're really gonna start feeling that. I mean, not many people have driven a cup car for an hour, if you think of it that way. There's no official in iRacing that ever pushes you that long, apart from NEC, VLN, I suppose.
Yeah. And when we first did the 60-minute race, I remember it was a race at Monza, and everyone got speeding penalties. They all messed up the pit entry because they didn't know how to get into the pits in the Porsche Cup.
Of course,
so, it really does mess with the driver's minds, and that is part of the reason why I really like this format. In the amateur class, Ben Pedersen really has been the man to beat. He actually had a qualifying ban last time out, but he was still able to finish top of the AMs in the A final. So he is very strong so far, but you can see he's not too far ahead of the rest. And I think we have the teams championship as well, and it's North Sim Racing still ahead of Sim Race Sweden Esports. They've been the highest scoring team for both rounds so far. And Sim Race Sweden haven't quite found their top form yet, but considering that I picked them to win the championship at the start of the season, I hope they do soon. Let's have a look then at this track that we have for us here at Road Atlanta. And I mean, obviously the best part of the circuit is pretty much at the start of the circuit, David. It's the S's.
Yes, I just love the flow. You've got to be fully committal. Let's say you've got the blind. Is it 2? 3? 2. Turn 2.
No one knows really, do
Yeah, it's fully blind. It's all about timing and precision and not getting the off track. Downhill S's where in this car you're not going to be flat. You're going to be, say, 70% throttle, flat through the S's. And then I suggest holding a high gear if anyone's listening out of the S's, maybe 4th, because 3rd might help you, but you're just putting all this unnecessary heat through the tyres. In an hour-long race, as say, the Porsche Cup's easy to make mistakes, especially when the tyres get hot.
For sure. Yeah, of course, that opening S is really demanding up to turn 5 somehow. Is the corner name for that one. Also, this is a classic American circuit, so we don't have corner names. We just have corner numbers, rather frustratingly. Into 6 and 7, 8 isn't really a corner, but really I think maybe the best design part of this circuit, considering that it wasn't always there, is the turn A, turn B chicane. Considering that it was added to the track, like in the 90s, I want to say, feel free to correct me, anyone on that one, is a really good chicane, because then we have that fantastic run all the way to the line. The track widens up a little bit around that part of the track as well. And we often see photo finishes around here because of the cutback that you can get.
Yeah, 100%. No, you're right. A lot of it does create really good racing. So that corner you're talking about in IRL, last lap of Petit Le Mans, they didn't even take the turn. That's how close they were side by side. They knew neither were going to leave space, so they might as well both serve the same penalty. They both just went pounding across the grass, come up, and this is on white flag for the actual Petit Le Mans win. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Welcome to everyone in chat as well. Thomas Hansen saying hello, Sam and Persoid.
It's clever.
It's smart. It's taken Thomas 15 weeks to think of that, but you got there eventually.
It's Robert in chat as well.
Yeah, and welcome to Nick Horn as well, Vaporizer Wizard, and Alvio Lampis as well. Hopefully you're all going to enjoy the action. We are going to transfer over into qualifying now to see what the pecking order is out of the amateur drivers, but we'll be back with you in just a few moments' time.
Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Welcome to Road Atlanta. We are in the very, very early stages of this qualifying session. 22 minutes for the drivers to set times, but the first 10 minutes of that is allocated for the AM drivers. The final 12 minutes is allocated to the pro drivers. So they have a decent amount of laps, not quite as many as they had back at Brands Hatch Indy last week, but the first few drivers are out on circuit right now, trying to post the best lap that they possibly can. And in practice, at least, it was, well, in the overall standings, Nikolai Pedersen, a new driver to the series, David, but he is over 7k, so expect to see Nikolai Pedersen very near the top.
Yeah, for sure. This is one of those few tracks that's on the special event calendar list, and this is a car that, quite literally, the better the driver you are, the easier this car will come to you. So, yeah, I expect him to be very strong.
Here is one of the other Pedersens.
Just three
Pedersens. Of them. Two of them are siblings, and then Ben is just on the other side of the world.
One of them was in chat last week, and that's how they joined the event.
We have changed the settings, as long as I adjusted the project file correctly, so that the first name initial appears now, and that should resolve any confusion, which we had last week when we only had two of them after all. But it should be fine. There's Luke's one, your pick for the championship win. So far, no times coming in, but the first few times will be coming in fairly soon. Nick Horn's going to be one of the first. Thomas Verm is the first, though, and it's a 1:21.0. About 5 seconds slower, I think, than what you'd expect a top GT3 car to go.
Yeah, I'm not really sure of lap times here. I think I was watching a top split peak up this week, and I think creeping into the 19s is beastly. I'm trying to think. I think I saw Vecchio do a 19.4, and so he's 10k.
What are you going to go for pole position here?
If the weather's the same, Vecchio's doing a 19.4. I didn't see any practice time, so I feel a little bit on the back foot here. I'm going to go with a 19.9.
Okay. Well, I can't remember what the practice times were. I'll go for a 20.0, and I'll go for Nikolai Pedersen on pole position. There goes Veselek on to pole with a 20.6, which is a little bit closer than my pole position time overall. I was hoping maybe we will break into the 19s. Kirstens racing for Simrace Sweden. He's approaching the final two corners. Very easy to pick up a slowdown here. The curbs aren't too intimidating, so really the more curb that you take, the more advantage you're going to get. But eventually that slowdown will take effect. The final corner is flat out, and Kirstens now goes to the top. And look at that. We are already very, very close to the 19s. Excellent times here by some of these amateur drivers, and I'm sure they'll continue to improve yet.
Or hear me out, I'm remembering everything wrong. That's also highly possible.
Yeah, to be fair, two imbeciles have just, stuck their neck out and said two random numbers. And
yeah. That could be more that than anything else.
Ben Pedersen to second place wasn't great in practice, I think, was Ben. He really, the first two rounds, he's been very dominant in the amateur class. Tonight looks a lot closer, which is what we want to see, because there was the threat that he might run away with the championship, honestly. But yeah, currently Kirsten's still the man to beat.
I'm not just on the laptop quickly looking at what the lap time was. I'm worried it's like a 17.4. Now, my gut's telling me it was 19.4s were like the really good times, but I'm starting to feel like I am wrong.
By the way, just a heads up that for the more people who notice more details on the stream, it does look like the sun's going to set. We use static weather though here, so it's not going to get dark and it's not going to get any lights in this. We are going to have these shadows across the circuit for the entire session, and there's pretty good conditions as well. These are the Apex Racing Academy conditions from the Apex Racing Academy data pack to give the drivers the best opportunity to prep for these events and make sure that the setups that they get provided for free by Apex Racing Academy with their 1 month free subscription for any drivers who sign up to the series. They will be very useful for these rounds of the championship. Here comes Tom Heritage in 8th place at the moment, but that was not an improvement, about a tenth slower than his best time. Anthony Bernard, he does improve there. He goes up to 4th place, and also Mads Lauritsen improves up to 10th place. We've just got Glyn Broughton-Turner, who are watching right now, to set a time, and Edvin Forsland, the only AM drivers who haven't set a time yet. Broughton-Turner does put in a time. He goes to 13th place, and I will say that Edvin Forsland probably isn't going to get onto track because he is the one driver tonight who has got a qualifying ban for previous misdemeanors in the last few rounds.
Well, you remember everything. And I'm pleased to say I had remembered the lap time right, so Nick is sitting on a really good lap there. 19.4 is what the quite literal top dogs were saying.
Sure.
The 8, 9K, 10K drivers. So, yeah, I think we just underestimated our 2.8K AM driver.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm glad I'm not racing him. Although the lap times across the board are looking fast. But I suppose one thing we have to remember here at Road Atlanta, there aren't many corners, so getting close to a fast time is one thing. Getting closer is astronomically more difficult.
Sure.
Because it's the little things that start adding up huge, especially over race distance. And like how you manage out the S's here, it's going to catch everyone out once or twice. They'll probably survive it, but it really starts to define your race, how consistent you can be here. Joining this back straight, it's a very easy corner. It's also very easy to not maximize it. And then this car still has a little bit more draft than your standard GT3. So you really don't want to be defending the inside over and over and over again. It can really cost you, again, race pace.
A few strong times just being posted there. Christensen moves up to 3rd, Van Horn moved up to 5th, and Swan moved up to 6th. So it's a lot closer now, in that top 8 separated by just over half a second. Veselek the next to put in a lap time. Personal best sector 3 on this lap for Veselek, so it's going to be close to his best lap. He doesn't need to improve a whole lot in order to get even onto the front row of the grid. Can he get there? No, he can't. He's about a tenth slower than his best.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not getting all over that outside curb, then you're really not carrying enough speed. Wow, as Robert's rocking a very old Samsung Canard livery, the blue variant, I think that is, yeah. So it's a mixture of mine and TK's colours, but then the Samsung boys wanted to start a team called Samsung Blue, so they added a 4th colour.
I am going to call out Robert Horn here. I think whenever teams distinguish themselves in endurance events with colours,
yeah,
one of the dullest things I've ever seen.
Okay, so here's the good news. That is not a thing anymore. This is a way... This livery is probably over 2 years old. They don't even do this anymore. They don't have the colours. They actually have their own names now, like Alpha or their own name. They just pick... They group up into smaller teams and have their own iconic name.
Okay, that's better. Yeah, because colours... Anyone who does that really needs to get some creativity, honestly, and think of something else for naming conventions. Mads Lauritsen.
They're not using that curb, all of them. You want to be absolutely smashing into that thing. The one problem is the off-track. Even if you get it before the line, iRacing can take a little while to... You really don't want to be taking an off-track at the line.
Sure.
Sometimes the processing can be a bit funky, and you might be awarded after you cross the line, but it invalidates your previous lap. It just can be odd, is all. It's a big risk.
So the 10 minutes is now up for the drivers. They have to complete the lap that they are starting, or the lap that they have started, and that will be their remaining attempt. Currently, Christensen is out on track, Rasmus Pedersen, Ryan Preston, and Mads Luritz, and they are the drivers who can still improve their times out of these amateur gyres. He locks out his outside tyre there, his outside left, and of course, once you overheat that, then you're not going to get through a right-hander very well.
Do you watch Rasmussen? See, third gear, cut a lot of the corner, not enough there. You got to cut that bad boy, get straight. And let's see, does he fall there? Yeet. He's opening it up a bit much.
Oh, he's ran out of fuel.
Ah, okay. I say, yeah, he really, really opened up that corner. Obviously, shortest line's fastest, but this car is all about body weight transfer. You can't just take the shortest line and expect to be able to take the last corner flat. Yeah, well, unless you want to drive into the wall or spin. So you just got to find that steady medium to be the shortest line while being the fastest you can be. That doesn't sound fast.
Those didn't look fast. Ryan Preston, not sure why he didn't come into the pits, but I think he will take back anyway. Tommy Strees, who unfortunately hasn't had much of an opportunity to do much practice this week, is one of the fastest drivers in the series usually. Managed to take one of the race wins back at Hockenheim early in the season. Don't expect him to be too far up there necessarily tonight if his warnings are ring true at all.
Wait, a sim racer posted in Discord claiming they haven't practiced. That's a new one. I've never actually heard that before.
It's an odd one, isn't it? Because they're the type of people who expect the others to do practice. It's like, no, none of us do practice.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's just jumping in. When people say, I think he said, how much practice did he say he had? I think he said he literally had no practice, to be fair. But when people are like, oh, yeah, I only had a couple of hours.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, what do you expect?
Well, they're in practice. I saw them in practice for quali.
Well, that's another thing as well. Yeah, they do an hour and a half of practice right before the race. By the way, another new event which is coming up, which is part hosted by Apex Racing League, is the second Racing Unleashed iRacing Challenge of the year. For anyone who isn't familiar, these challenges are free to enter, and at every round there's €700 on the line for people to win. But it's a different car, different track, and different format for every single round of the championship. So round 1 was Hockenheim in the Porsche Cups, but the round 2, which is coming up very shortly, is GT4s at Watkins Glen. So if you want to sign up for that, you can over at apexracingleague.com. It's free entry. There are 2 events. The first event is on the 7th of April. That is for drivers who are below 6,000 iRating. The second event is 2 weeks after that on the 21st of April. So you can sign up for that for free over at apexracingleague.com. Go check it out, see what the details are. It was a lot of fun, the first round. And yeah, you can still sign up for the second challenge of the year. And of course, take part in any of the other challenges. We're going to do like 10 across the year. So there's going to be a lot. Worth joining that. Chalet is currently top of the pro drivers, but still slightly short of Nick Kirsten's time so far.
Yeah, Nick's at a decent lap, but we've, let's see where these pros stack up. It's very tight at the top. I don't know how much. Would I want draft? Yeah. Yeah, I suppose it is worth a little bit. It is worth lap time here at Atlanta. There aren't that many corners. We're following Kevin Richard. I'm liking that emote he's used in the, what's it called? The Apex SDK info?
Driver information app.
Close enough.
Over on sdk-gaming.co.uk.
Close enough. I think if you Googled what I said, you're going to land on it.
Richard moves up to 9th place. This is close. This is almost as close to what we saw back at Brands Hatch. And
that was impressive.
Sort of track. There goes Nikolai Pedersen. Really our favourite for the pole position tonight. And his first round of the championship. He's got some points to make up. He could certainly still win the title. And it's laps like that which are going to give him a chance. He goes to provisional pole. And honestly, I'm not sure if anyone's going to beat that.
Yes, a stonking lap. That's fast. And he is fully using the width of the track. Let's see. If you ride on board, Ashing third. Keep it in third and stay in third, I assume. Yep. Oh, down to second. Oh, yeah, of course. Duh. I'm not using my brain.
Awful corner that. Really hate it. I hate slow speed corners like that. No fun whatsoever, and it's just a corner where you have the opportunity to lose time.
To blow the entire lap and lose positions. Yeah, that's the corner. It's the most pressured corner. Let's see if he, I assume a late third, cut practically the entire inside.
Oh, second.
Oh, I say second, I didn't see him.
Hang on, what? I thought I heard an extra downshift.
I thought I heard. Maybe he shifted straight back up. Yeah, he just used it for engine braking.
Well, slight lift through the final corner.
Yeah,
he stayed tight. Wow.
19.6.
Personal best sector 2 and sector 4. There are 4 sectors on this lap.
Whoa! See, that's what you can do. You can gain time, but you have to just make sure iRacing's feeling kind.
And iRacing was feeling kind there. Lan moves up to P8. Philip Hammer, his first race of the season. So 2 of our debutants. At least this season, Hammer is an absolute, not necessarily veteran, but I think he's done the last 3 seasons of Porsche Cup. Gave F4 a go. I think it was tempted by the rain. And I think 2 weeks into the official season, he's gone, nah, I've had enough of F4. I'm coming back to Porsche Cup. And we are happy about that because Hammer is one of the most competitive drivers, former Pro-Am champion as well. Back in season 8 of this series, as maybe not won races, but has come very close to winning races. Maybe won 1 race last season. But yeah, very strong driver. And he's currently on the front row of the grid. And those two have got a bit of a gap. Good to see Joseph Dimbolo, my pick for the Pro title. By far his best qualifying of the season so far. He's up in P3.
Yeah, looking very strong. Yeah, times aren't as tight as Brand's because Pedersen's absolutely slapping out there. But Hammer's a good time. He's another new driver, right, Hammer?
Yes.
What's the first name?
Philip.
Philip.
With 1 L, but 2 Ps.
I won't remember that.
3 Ps.
Oh, well, okay, yeah. You don't count, when people say that, they don't count how many P's in the whole name.
Well, that's why I said 2 Ps.
Okay. I was just helping you there. I'm aware Philip starts with a P.
Not all the time, though, is it?
When's the exception?
Sometimes it starts with an F.
No. No. I'm not sure.
Philippe. Like Philippe.
Felipe.
But there's people called Philippe.
Yeah, but they're not Philip, though. So that's my point, right?
But you can pronounce Philippe as Philippe sometimes.
Okay, I concede.
I don't think he should
So
have done. I think I'm talking absolute nonsense, to be fair.
Oh, okay.
I think it's pronounced Philippe, but I was trying to argue my case. Yeah, if anyone knows anyone called Philippe with an F in chat, do let us know. Hammer got closer, by the way. 600s now. Those two in a league of their own.
Yeah, really impressive. Yeah, absolute league of their own.
Nick Horn asking, are we playing BAM versus Flask later? We will be.
We will, yeah.
We will be.
But it is moving to a paid event. It's a £1 a ticket.
Yeah. But potentially big winnings on offer. James Parker moves up to 9th position with his most recent lap. Fiedelac also improved very recently in 11th. The pro drivers generally going ahead of the AMs, but you can see Kirsten's lap still putting him on 2nd row of the grid. Amazing improvement there, honestly, for Nick Kirstens, who hasn't really made much of a name for himself so far this season. Also, something that we should say, of course, there's no Corey Lazarus around, so there's no top 2 drivers in the championship tonight. No Lazarus and no Strameri. So this is really going to mix it up. I think Salvatore Lane is 3rd place in the championship, so he might take the lead of the season, but he's only down in 6th at the moment, so a very mixed up grid.
Very mixed up indeed. And it is, I must say, when I say it's not tight, from P3 down to 13 is less than 3/10. It's really impressive.
Here's Sebastian Fiedelac driving from Nürburgring esports. No, just got that rear wheel onto the grass And now he's in a precarious position. Hammer goes to pole. What a lap that is.
No, wait, it's equal time. 0-0-0.
Well, initially it came up as 100th faster, and now it's gone back to 0-0-0. Some of these qualifyings this season have been insane. I think the first pole position of the season was by 100th. I think the second one was about 4,000ths. Tonight, it might go down to the 4th decimal.
Yep. We need to get Hammer back on the screen in a sec because this guy's photo profile looks... Look at
brilliant.
that.
Absolutely brilliant stuff.
Look at that. Even got the wind machine on his hair.
I don't know if he lives in the 1930s, but yeah, it does look something like from a noir.
Yep.
Or, you know what it looks like? It looks like one of the photos you see outside of barbers.
Yeah, I'm going to take that picture and say I want this.
Yeah.
There you go. That's our haircut. I want the Philip Hammer with 3 Ps, please. And if Nikolai's listening, if he sends me a DM, I'll chop the white out for him.
Sure. Turn it into a PNG.
Yes, correct.
Personal best second sector. This is going to be close for Pedersen. No, he's backing out, and that's going to be it for his qualifying because they have to complete their lap before the 22 minutes are up. Kevin Richard, he moves up to 6th position. Chalet is overshot, so it was an all-right lap for Chalet, but it wasn't going to mix it with the top 2, honestly. So can Joseph Dimblow take advantage of that and move up himself? 2 personal best sectors so far on this lap for Dimblow, but still quite a slow sector 2. He really seems to struggle through the S's. Rest of the lap, he's very strong. What time is it going to be? Is it good enough for 3rd? No, it's not even an improvement. He remains in 4th, and he was the last driver to cross the line.
Yeah, very impressive laps there. So obviously the system knows the difference, but on our timing tower, 3 to the 3 decimals, lap time was the same. Very impressive.
Yeah, once again, I've had to say this a couple of times this season, remarkably, but yeah, iRacing does go down to several more decimal points. Not sure if it's 4 or 10, but it is accurate. So Hammer on pole position in a neck-and-neck tie. Chalet up there in 3rd place, then it's Dimbolo. Kirstens is top of the AMS. Kevin Richard is in 6th place, then it's Salvatore Lane, Yolan Destraz, James Parker, and Ben Pedersen. Sebastian Fiedelack lines up in 11th, followed by Tommy Struis. Then it is Kasper Kern Christensen, Adam Veselek, Robert Van Horn, Luke Swan, Anthony Bernard, Thomas Firm, Rasmus Pedersen, Ewan Bremer, Ryan Preston, Tom Heritage, Nick Horn, Mads Lauritsen, Glyn Broughton Turner, and the one driver who had a qualifying ban to serve, Edvin Forsland. And fairly unusually for an hour-long race, we are going to have a standing starts for this one.
True. This may be the only time you're ever going to do a snow racing, because the only time you do an hour-long in Porsche Cup would be the NEC, and that's definitely not a standing start. My only problem with stand start is if you're quality bad, you've got to turn and throttle, and my God, it can be tricky. Lots of smoke.
Yeah, I think that's from the qualifying session just hanging over. Oh, or maybe someone's blown an engine in the pits. I'm not sure. So here come the lights then. We've got an hour of racing to come. At Road Atlanta, Philip Hammer on the pole position. And away we launch. It's a poor start for our 2nd place man. And Chalet will immediately move up into the runner-up spot. Even might lose another place to Dimbolo here. But there goes Pedersen, really sending it on the outside of turn 1. He'll try to take back 2nd place, but he did lose time on the corner exit. And again, he is under pressure from Dimbolo, who does make it past. So terrible start for Nikolai Pedersen. The only change so far in the top 10 is him losing those 2 positions. And it is Hammer leading the way through the S's for the first time.
Yeah, we had someone tumble. Ryan Preston's lost 2, Tom Heritage lost 3. But apart from that, apart from the Nikolai Pedersen, as you mentioned, everyone seems to have gotten through nice and safely. Philip Hammer is really, I'm going to say it just once, he's really putting the hammer down right now and extending his lead. Just the once, though. I'm not going to use that again. It just works. He's put a half a second gap in no time. Okay, you've gone silent. But yeah, Chalet with a great start. We've actually seen that now 3 races in a row where the P2 qualifier has had a terrible start and losing at least 1 or 2 positions.
Yeah, Brands Hatchet was cursed, wasn't it?
Yep.
Second place on the grid. So I think you've hit the... I forgot the phrase now. The nail on the head?
Nail on the hammer, yep.
Fiedelack is chasing down Ben Pedersen, so no change for these drivers so far. And you can see that long queue of cars. Oh, it has been a change. Pedersen trying to get past Dimbelow, but he's lost out again a couple of times. Of course, he nearly got back second place. There's contact between the two of them, and Dimbelow's almost off the circuit. Fortunately, you can't overtake around this part of the track, so he will keep that 4th place. But Pedersen was getting his shoulders out and managed to elbow his way through.
Hold on, I'm guarantee we're going to see one overtaking the S's. Guarantee it. Someone will screw up the S's, they'll go side by side, and he'll see a gap, and someone will go for it.
Okay, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think we'll see it on broadcast, but fine. Yeah, get your neck out there.
I will. I'm going to. Oh, Ryan Preston making move.
Yeah, that's on Nick Horn. Poor start for Tom Heritage, actually, who started ahead of Horn. Also, Ben Pedersen's just got past James Parker. He's up to P9 overall. Nick Horn might be losing another place because Asker Lauritsen's around him. There is Pedersen, who is... Has he just gained another place? No, that was Sebastian Fiedelack, who's also got past James Parker now. So Parker, struggling for some reason, he's gone from 9th to 11th.
Yeah, back to Tom Heritage. Oh, what a switch back there. Tom lost a few positions on that, like the first couple of corners. Maybe he's just playing it safe. Yeah, the driver's looking really good today. Not been any major incidents. Everyone's following quite closely. Lots of tight back. Wow. He really wants that move. Following close now, James Parker. Very close. Hammer almost a second clear. I think he's going to have this done and dusted here with Nikolai sat in 3rd position. As we know, they're very comparable pace to each other, but apart from the two of them, we're talking about 4/10 a lap pace difference. I think they almost had in qualifying. So that should really open up if he's got no challenge. Yeah, 1.2 seconds. I'm sure Pedersen's going to make a move on Chalet, but Chalet has looked strong, very strong at Brands, so he's not going to be a pushover.
Nick Kirstens is being hounded from behind. It's Richard, Lane, and Destras all right with him. And we've got 56 minutes to go. You've got to pick your battles. In these races, they come very close to contact. Now they do make contact. And is that going to involve anyone else? Fortunately, Kirstens just skids across the track. He hits the gravel glue. And someone else has now had an incident. That's Kevin Richard. And through all of that, means that Destras and Lani were able to get through. But honestly, I think that was the initial collision from Kirstens.
3 wide.
3 wide into turn 1 as well. That's Ben Pedersen back in the mix. And that's Tommy Struys having to defend from him. Oh no, overtaking him in fact. And yeah, Pedersen's had a couple of bad corners there. He's lost out to both Fiedelack and Struys.
Yeah, it's tough. So movers and shakers. Sebastian Fiedelack, as we've seen on the screen many times, up 4 positions. Destraz up 3. Robert Van Horn up 3. Edwin Forston looks like he's just survived everything from last up to 20th.
Still these two battling.
Yeah, I like the draft model in Porsche Cup. I've just, it's the better middle ground to what GT3s used to be and what they are today. I quite like it. As we see James Parker, see what kind of run he can get. Obviously, Ben Pedersen does have a little bit of draft. Shay's got a move done there. Yeah, on was that on
was
Dimble?
Pedersen overtaking Chalet.
Okay,
P2, pretty much what we were anticipating was going to happen eventually. So Pedersen's giving himself a 1.4 second gap to make up now after that bad start, which I think he is good enough to catch back up. But he needs, once he's back in the draft, he should be all right. But he needs to make sure he does get back within the draft. Otherwise, it might be tricky to bridge that gap.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, he had pole in the bag by 4/10, and then Hammer puts down a lap that matches his, and then obviously he goes on to have a bad start, puts himself in this now compromised position. But there's still a lot to play for. I mean, we don't usually say fuel saving in Porsche Cup, but there can be an element of it here. I don't know how. I really don't know. I don't know.
In last season's events, we saw it a lot, particularly amongst the Apex drivers. Michael Yanni managed to go 2 laps further than a lot of other drivers at Interlagos, and that was decisive in his race-winning run there. So I think with the pack not quite as close as we saw on that day, might not be so effective, but if Pedersen can get close and saves fuel, then that will be an advantage. Here's a bit of bump drafting. Nick Horn pushing along Edwin Forsland.
Yeah, let's see if it's going to stay mutual, if he's going to go for the send. He is. Yeah, it looks like he went to the outside to sort of show, like, I'm not sending it. Let's take the faster line, which unfortunately he didn't do, so costs him a bit of time. Yeah, the bump drafting's a good idea here if you partner up. That's not one of his Nick Horn's teammate, though, is it? All right, some replays coming in. We got the race start. Was very clean. Just standing out point was the poor start from Pedersen.
Nearly pulled it back. Would have been a great move had he made that, but
ended up losing 2, right? Yeah.
And yeah, did well to back out of that move into 3. Late move there for Pedersen on Dimbolo, and then a bit of contact initially.
Well, yeah, Dimbolo tried to open up the... Well, yeah, I mean...
Racing instant.
Yeah.
Nothing in that.
No, nothing in that, but they didn't become friends.
And then really it's Dimbolo actually bouncing across the curb into the path of...
Yeah, that's how I see it. It did look like Dimbolo hit there, was the aggressor in most of the corners, but it was just fair. It was fair racing. Oh!
That was the car behind's fault, I think.
Where... Yeah, but... How... Yeah, that's a strange...
So Desjazz gets through all of these guys. Lani has to hesitate.
Yeah, see, that's a strange instant because yeah, he gets hit behind, but the guy also went on to make the corner on the inside, so it's suggesting the guy in front broke a little early and surprised it. I'm not sure.
I think they were partially alongside.
Oh, I love that move. Because it's almost like you have to leave space, not if you know you're going to come out ahead. I love that move that people do. Where you absolutely overdrive the corner.
Sure, yeah.
Clear them, and then, yeah, you're parking it a little bit because you can't turn. But, yeah, it's such a... I think I remember seeing the Verstappen video where he went from nigh on last to podium at Petit Le Mans back in the GTE days. I remember him using that technique over and over and over again. Okay, so Pedersen's brought the gap to just, I've got to say it as long as I waited long enough, just under a second.
Well, he's in the draft now. You could see there he was gaining a lot of time on the straight, so he is in the draft. That's what he needs to do. Chalet desperately trying to stay with him.
Yeah. I wonder how long till we're dealing with lapped traffic. I think that's going to be an issue at this event because of the pace difference. I mean, look, the field is now spread by 29 seconds, but that's a bit of a stand-up. But 21 seconds in 8 laps. We're definitely going to see a multi-class race unfold.
Well, Kirsten's unfortunately has already had to make a pit stop because of that collision earlier on.
Yeah.
Which, in my opinion, wasn't his fault. I think it was Kevin Richard who hits him from the rear. But
yeah,
I'm sure the stewards will have a look at that one.
Yeah, I was just...
He's overshot that one. As Forsland, he just made that move as well on Horn, and he's given it up.
The new grass model, that is not what used to happen. You would smash into the wall.
He would hit the wall, yeah.
Yeah, 100% you'd hit the wall.
I mean, you'll make a big difference next week at VAR. Used to be if you dipped a wheel on the grass
just
at
never
VAR,
came back.
Yeah, you just like toe back.
Yeah, an ice rink. Yeah, you'd spend half an hour. You'd have to stop for directions by the time you've actually come for a stop. Yeah, I keep forgetting about that out of one. Because, yeah, you'd either spin or just drift off into the wall. Pedersen's brought that to 7/10 now. Hungary. Got a big gaggle here. How many cars form this gaggle? It's quite a few. Yeah, it's actually huge. We've got a big train.
Yeah, this is Van Horn at the front of it, having a brilliant race is Van Horn. Second place out of the amateur drivers after the issues earlier on for Nick Kirstens.
Yeah, I spoke to him before the race. He's done 2 officials this week. He Was finding this track a little bit of a struggle in this car, but yeah, he's looking strong. He's hoping he can handle the pressure of being a conductor of the train.
What was your first experience with Road Atlanta? Because I think mine was when I first joined iRacing in 2016. iRacing Live was quite a good, like their website.
Yeah.
It would be quite a good place to go. And I remember seeing this track called Road Atlanta. I have no idea what it was. Hadn't heard of it before. I thought, that looks quite odd. I think it was like Formula Renault 2.0, watching it around there. And I think I still remember that.
I'm not sure what my first memory is. I don't recall, but I remember my first distinctive memory here, and that was because it was one of my first ever IMSA races, and it was a night race to boot. So I was in GTE. So I had definitely done the track before. I just don't recall the moment of remembering. But yeah, I will always remember that race. I felt out of my depth in multi-class. I felt out of my depth of the experience I had at the track. But then I rock up, and then I find out it's pitch black. So I remember reaching out in the Discord asking for a spotter. Someone helped me and gave me commands and kept me calm. But yeah, I'll never forget that.
Van Horn losing one place there, managing to hold on to another one. There goes Ben Pedersen up another place. So Pedersen's qualifying wasn't great, but his race pace is strong. He's up 3 places now from his race start, albeit 2 of the drivers who started ahead of him did crash out. So that did help him out significantly.
Oh, we have Patrick in chat. That is right, Thompson Sims.
Yes.
Yeah. Hello, Patrick. He said, I saved 1 lap over everyone, and Michael saved 1 over me.
Yeah, that was back at Interlagos last season.
I saw Patrick racing this today. Pace looking good. Just Traz is running strong. Just trying to see. Yeah, Tommy Strucer we're following up 4. Yeah, and looking good. Pedersen up next, and Pedersen's not going to be easy to pass. He's a man on the move, I would say. He's definitely going to break away and lead this train further forward. Yeah, Edwin Forston up 4 from the start, but it looks like he is struggling here. Oh, Luke Swan has just lost out there in this hyper gaggle we've got going on.
Yeah, might lose out another one because he's offline. Rasmus Pedersen is the next to line him up, but he can't quite get it done sort of through that pinch point of the penultimate corner, and then has to back out of it through the... Oh, Ben Pedersen. No, is that Ben Pedersen? Salvatore Lane was off the track, but I think he's back on again, so you might get a replay of that at some point.
Nicely defended.
Van Horn, who's still holding on to that position, but still, the gaggle is formed behind him. Yeah, I'll look out for... Yeah, Lane made a mistake, definitely, because he's now very close to Pedersen, when previously he was world clay. Lost about 3 seconds, actually. He might even have damage because other drivers are now moving past him. This is bad news for Salvatore Lane, who had a good chance at taking the lead of the championship tonight, but that may not happen anymore. And if he does have damage, he can't pit now and get to the end of the race. You need to be getting to about 25 minutes into the event. At the very least 20 minutes since the event, probably 25 minutes in order to get to the end.
We've got Gordon Marshall in chat saying, missing this so much. I had a great run here last season after a quali ban and still made it to the A final. Now I'm sitting on a ship somewhere watching on YouTube. Do you remember Gordon?
How could I forget?
There you go.
Am champion last season.
Oh, excellent. Kudos, Gordon.
And then seemingly became pirate. So I think a wrong career choice there. Obviously, for him. I don't know why he's blaming anyone else.
Can Robert defend this around the outside? It's a big ask. Yeah, he's looking like a pro at that. A little bit of a tyre slide.
Oh, he might not have it covered this time. No, he's all right.
The problem is he's putting a lot of heat on that rear. He keeps doing that. It's fine now, but we're only 15 minutes in.
These guys losing 1.4 seconds a lap to feed lag ahead with all this defending. And this train's going to grow. Rasmus Pedersen and Ewan Bremer are approaching these guys. Anthony Bernand will catch.
It's a bet.
Oh, Dimbolo.
Ben Pedersen's an ham. I've just realised that. He's absolutely flying. So this is Dimbolo losing the position, right? He had the position.
He had the position. And he's going to get it back with the side draft.
We'll see. See how committed he is. Yeah. Yeah. Might go for the switchback, but it's not looking like it's on. Oh! It's on now. Nice.
Easily passed. Or Distressno needs to try to break away, so he can't come back. Moving a few places further behind. Salvatore Line seems to have found his pace back again. Maybe he was serving a slowdown before.
Maybe, yeah.
They're 3 wide. Is Lani going to commit to this one? 2 places gained right there for Kevin Richard. Brilliant work from him. And Lani and Richard, who were battling earlier on for 5th position before they had their respective incidents, are back together on track, and expect them to charge forwards and chase after the likes of Streese and Pedersen.
So we didn't see Lane's incident, and Kevin Richard was involved in the incident with Nick Horn. Oh, Kirstens, that was it.
Oh, slow down for Pedersen.
Yeah, that is exactly what happened to Lane then. Look at where he's serving it. Same thing. Where are they getting that?
Exit of turn 5. I think if you run 2 wide there, you can get a slowdown, can't you?
I don't know. I always just take the ideal line, so I wouldn't know.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. I know you've broadcasted me before, so I know you know I'm lying. Oh, gonna get a move here. Yep, nice committal on the brakes. Yep, very nicely done. Not a lot Kevin could do there. Now Lane's got his ducks in a row. Is that the phrase? He's looking good. Is that a phrase you've heard?
It's a phrase that I've heard. I'm not sure if you've used it in the right context.
I will check.
But you probably have. It doesn't really make much sense, does it? Sounds like a really bad British expression.
To get your ducks in a row means to organise your tasks and schedules so that you're ready for the next step.
Yeah, I don't think you should have said that. I think that was inappropriate for the situation.
I'm not sure you've used inappropriate correctly.
You want to Google that as well?
No, I'm good. Oh, it's word of the day today. Okay, Philip Hammer's lead, 1.28. So he has, that's bounced up and down, but it's looking good. And we'll keep an eye every now and then on the track map just to see, because I'd be interested when the front lot come around to the back lot. So it looks like we've still got quite a while, but I just know we're going to see it, and it will.
Sure.
I'm not saying dictate the result, but handling.
Well, yeah, I mean, Luritzen's now half a lap behind the leaders.
Yeah.
And he's just gone off the track, so now he's more than half a lap behind the leaders.
This is going to be tricky. Multi-class P-Cup, an hour-long race. I can't wait. This is going to be brilliant.
That's crazy when you look at the track map, just how far ahead the top 3 are, really in a different postcode. There goes Forsland, past Horn. I feel like for like the 10th time tonight. But he's done it again. Let's see if he can not overshoot turn 1 this time like he did before. Oh, Horn's overshot that one. Horn and Heritage, of course, are teammates. They did wipe each other out, though, back at Hockenheim.
Let's remember that, yeah. So. I think I laughed a bit too hard. I feel bad now if they've watched that back. But
well, they made a joke out of it.
Oh, good.
But
Yeah,
maybe you went too far with your...
No, I didn't. I went perfectly the distance.
You were appropriate, were you?
I was appropriate.
Yes.
Is this a track you like?
Yes.
But with 4 seconds of hesitation.
Well, no, I just think about it, you know, unlike some people. I would say, in terms of like a race to commentate on, genuinely this one might be my favourite to commentate on.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's the one where everyone's going to be on good form. It's just a solid track. People are going to make mistakes, and you got one of the best chances of a run to the line of anywhere. This and Road America are 2 of the best circuits to commentate on.
Road America's excellent.
Because
Road America's excellent.
And everyone just always seems close. Somewhere like Silverstone, there's always gaps between drivers.
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be some good drivers who are going to struggle at Silverstone. Here, everyone's on good form. You've got a good slipstream as well. You can overtake.
Yep.
So in terms of like a spectator circuit, I really don't think there's many better, at least on iRacing. To drive, it's solid. I used to love the Daytona prototype, the C7
Oh,
Corvette Daytona
yeah.
prototype. That
Of
was
course.
a brilliant car through the S's. I don't think I've ever driven anything quite as good as that through the S's, so I'm always feeling like I'm lacking something, but no, it's still an amazing track. That S's section is one of the best parts of any circuit in the world. Like, top 5 best.
I had one of my
complexes.
most, what's the right word, unpopular races here one time. At Petit Le Mans 2-3 years ago, I was driving LMP2 and through the exit of the S's, I got past the GT3 but closed the door too early, clipped him. Now, that would be fine if he hadn't spun and killed the next 7 GT3s. Petit Le Mans after 1 hour.
Sure.
To say I was unpopular was it was insane. I was getting DMs left, right and centre in diaries. Like, it was just an honest mistake. Yeah.
So the car that you hit, did they bounce off the wall
I
and
can't,
into the...
mate, it's not something I've watched back many times. All I remember was closing the door a little too early. I didn't actually know he had caused it, so I heard my teammate sort of say gasp or something. I was like, is it okay? He went, no, we'll talk about it after. And then I knew.
Sure.
Then I knew it was really bad. If he's saying, let's not talk about it now, then yeah. And then a few DMs started coming. I was like, oh, so it's bad then, because these aren't messages saying, hi, David, nice to see you in the race, mate. Good luck to the end. Oh, it was just an honest mistake that ramifications were huge. But lesson learned. Now I'm careful how I kill GT3s. You want to maneuver them somewhere off track.
Sure.
Because then you only kill 1.
Okay,
Yeah. Don't kill 7.
James Parker, again under pressure, this time
Yeah.
from Pedersen again. These guys have been glued to one another for this entire
Terrible
race.
though. Look at this. He's got the overspeed. Oh, he's not going to take it though. Strange. Because yeah, Ben Pedersen's overtake was completely had to park the bus. Maybe he's just Parker's done fighting. He just wants to progress forward now. It doesn't look like any of these are thinking long about the fuel. Most are just fighting. But then again, it could be Pedersen's plan. We know he's got the pace to close on, as Nick Corn's coming in after 20. See, the danger here is he's put out around all the fast guys, and he's going to be swamped. And
Very true. Very, very true. Yeah, if you're near the back, don't pit.
no,
It's the thing where you see, I hate to bring it up because I appreciate that there's others motorsport out there, but Formula 1, if you're, say, in a Alfa Romeo, or whatever they're called now, you don't pit early because you're just going to lose 2 seconds every time.
it's the
get
state
lapped.
kick
Yeah,
F1 team thing. State kick.
Sauber, Audi,
Yeah, Sauber Audi. Alpha.
Alfa Romeo, yeah.
Okay, we've got some more replays coming in. Pedersen's with his send on 1. Oh, he did this nice. He is confident to let that rear slip.
Ah, so this is the off-track for Lane.
Whoa. Ah, that's what he gets a slowdown for. Yeah, so now he's going to have trouble serving it. Because it's Distraz and Dimbolo. Is it Dimbolo or Dim? How do you pronounce his name?
I've always said Dimbolo.
Dimbolo. I suppose what that matters is how we say it, right? As long as we're consistently wrong
Sure.
throughout the season. Wow, this is the 3 wide with
Brilliant
Parker.
from Richard.
Yeah. That was confident.
And good work as well from Lane, to be fair. I mean, good job from all of them not to collide, obviously. But yeah, Lane
Correct.
carried a lot of speed out there, considering he was leaving 2 car widths on the inside. And then this one was a bit less spectacular. Lane managing to get past.
That's back past Kevin, right? Because obviously the previous replay we saw Kevin getting past, yeah. We've seen that a lot this race, showing the power of the draft. Wow, look at this, the front 3 separated by 3 seconds, and then it's 7 seconds to Distraz, then 8 seconds to Dimbolo. Then you start the race of the normal people from 5th down to from 5th to 15th is the same gap as... it's insane. From 4th to 5th. Yeah, the gap from 4th to 5th is the same from 5th to... I'm struggling with my math here, but yeah, roughly that. 15th. There you go, as a calculator comes up on the screen.
Yeah, I'm not going to get involved in that. Gordon Marshall in chat saying, shouts out for B. Pedersen, my choice for AM champ. I think that is a good shout. Unfortunately, you don't get to elect the next AM champ. It's not like the Pope or anything like that.
I thought the Pope, they use a fire thing. Or is that when they celebrate?
Oh, that is true. Yeah, yeah.
I don't really keep up.
There's a fire at some point. Yeah. Yeah.
There's only, what, 4 names? I get it. I find it all very confusing.
What, the Popes?
Yeah. Or am I thinking of the... Yeah, no, it's like... I don't know. My knowledge of Popism is very low.
Sure. I almost forgot our current Pope, but yeah, it's Benedict, obviously. I don't know how many other Benedicts there's been. And Francis was the one before.
Of course.
And then there was that guy who was Pope for like 20 years or something. But we're getting off topic. So far, no Vatican drivers taking part in the series.
That would be a cool flag to see.
I'm not sure. We must have it in the system. We must have it in the system. So yeah, if you're from the Vatican, maybe if you're an aide to the Pope, then please sign up. You're welcome.
And we can't promise you a flag.
And it is a flag available, so you will be represented as you should be as a member of a country which has about 1,000 people in it.
Is it a country or a principality?
It is a country, yes.
It is, yeah.
It is not a country in the UN, but it is a member still, like a sub-member. Anyway, that's the boring talk for today done. Sebastian Piedelak has got a triple slipstream ahead of him. Richard is the guy directly ahead. Lane lining up Struis. These three have been chasing down Struis and Dimbolo for about 5 minutes now. And I think they're all going to make their way through. This is now a pack of 5. And Dimbolo will be begging for the pit stops to come soon because this isn't looking healthy for him from behind.
No, not at all.
That's a slide.
I still don't know about pitting yet, though.
No, you don't want to come out in traffic, do you?
Yeah, but you also don't want to spend the next 6 laps defending, so it's a really tough call.
Unfortunately, there's no gaps. 33 seconds. You know what, actually? No, he would lose more than 33 seconds, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He'd lose like 45?
Yeah, probably total.
So actually, he'd probably only have to deal with Edwin Forsland and Tom Heritage if he came into the pits.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the worst shot. It depends how much you're going to be fighting, because, yeah.
Oh, and even that's wrong. No, they're only 25 seconds behind. So no, if he pitted, yeah, he'd be by himself. So he could do it, but he would have more fuel, which would be a negative.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't get to use that low fuel. You don't ever get to put that low fuel pace down middle of the race as well. So what, 60% fuel? What, expecting him in, what, 5-6 minutes?
Yeah.
I wonder how many people are going to be pitting early because they are running official fuel.
Hopefully, they've got brains to change that. You'd hope. Maybe that's what Nick Horn did. Maybe he underfueled it at the start.
Would it be wrong if I DM'd one of my drivers just before race start while the broadcast was active to remind him to put in fuel or not?
I think it's fine. We can be biased. Or you can be biased, at least. Yeah, he's verifying it.
So I do run a subscription service. While I'm commentating, sure. I will give out tips via DM. No, I mean, it's happened to me in community leagues before. I mean, it happens in endurance before. You practice sims all week. You rock up to the endurance thinking, right, let's go. I've got the set. We like it. And then you pit 12 laps before anyone else. Happened to do some Bathurst 12, actually. But more just by a bad naming convention that, got done on Discord. And it was me that loaded it. And then I gridded, noticed my tank wasn't full, went out, didn't have the set.
Start, yeah.
Yeah, so I jammed in the fuel, the set fouled, and I was like, no, I went to fix it. I was like, I don't have time. Oh, it was a nightmare. All right, Robert Van Horn's being hunted here. Is this by...
Oh, someone's in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's close. So to the top of this one is still Dimbelow, but they are all fighting behind. There goes the inside line for Struis. He's defending. Fiedlak's going to try to take advantage of this. So no changes actually amongst these four, and still no changes amongst these four. But look at how Pedersen is right with these guys. Parker as well. Christensen. The driver who came into the pits was Larnay, and I think Larnay's pulled off an absolute blinder here to get out of that traffic because he is faster than all those guys, really. And now he's going to have clean air whilst they continue to fight.
Exactly. Yeah, he definitely gained time while they were fighting, 100%.
And how long was his pit stop? 14.25 seconds. Pretty short, honestly, for Larnay. So, yeah, everything good for him. He's come out into clean air. 10 seconds of it. Here's some bump drafting. This is Richard being pushed by Fiedlak. Will any of these guys decide to come in this time round? Oh, they're actually going to fight now. Fiedlak's sending it, and he's going to do it. Brilliant move there from Fiedlak. He was overtaken by Richard earlier on. Oh, and now Richard has made a mistake, and he's into the gravel, and that is a crucial
That was a weird
5
mistake.
seconds lost. Yeah.
That was a really weird mistake. I don't know if that was like netcode as... Oh.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Well, that's the clip for the week. We can end the stream. That's it. That's what we wanted.
We love to see a mistake on pit exit or pit entry, and Dimbelow makes his entrance there.
What penalty will he get? The speed in, the dangerous entry, which one? All of them. Robert Van Horn's in, Dimbelow's in. Obviously, we know, we saw in spectacular fashion. No, if you want to, if you want to become an Instagram story on one of the Apex channels, that is the best way of doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, because seeing someone win by 20 seconds is
Yawn, hashtag Max Verstappen. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
That was a full donut recovery inside of pit road. Wait. Dimbelow did not speed on entry. He did not dangerously. That was a valid pit stop. He literally dropped it inside the pits.
It was quite a slow pit stop, though, I will say. He took 4 seconds more fuel than the other drivers.
It counts pit time, so that was included in his spectacular donut.
No, that doesn't, though.
Yeah, it's from when they crossed the entry, isn't it? Or is it just stop time?
Oh, so you...
Here.
No, that's just the stationary.
Oh, okay.
But you can turn on the other one.
Oh, let's see.
We are using the SDK Gaming live timing web app. It is available for all of you watching by clicking one of the links in the description below, and it opens up a nice web page which shows you the positions gained for the drivers, the gaps between the drivers, their best lap time, their last lap time, their sector times, and their pit stop times as well. So do check out that link, and do check out sdk-gaming.co.uk in order to get the full software as well, which will give you a heads-up display for whilst you're driving, a fuel calculator, and of course all the broadcasting tools we use over at Apex Racing TV.
Yeah, it's vital for our job right now. It's absolutely vital.
Struis has held on for a while. Interestingly, the guy ahead of him did come into the pits, didn't he? Oh, Dimbelow. Yeah, Dimbelow was ahead of him. So, of course, Dimbelow we saw spin on pit entry. Struis is going to be overtaken here, though. And it's Fiedlak who is storming through the order.
Yeah, he's looking strong.
And he's now got clean air on low fuel. He's not going to be able to go much further. I think 28 laps will be as far as these guys go. But I could definitely be wrong about that. And they do continue around. So a couple of big laps coming up for Fiedlak. He could be in P5 when all the pit stops are complete. He'll be racing Larnay, who is currently top of the drivers who have pitted in this race.
Correct all round. Robert Van Horn with a 13.9 pit stop. It's our fastest so far. That's Dimbelow. Yeah.
Oh, Dimblow's made a mistake.
Yeah, he's dropping.
He's just dropped behind Nick Horn, and that's a shame because it was his best qualifying of the season, Joseph Dimblow. I wouldn't say his race pace was quite as strong as his qualifying pace, but he was still fighting for the top 5. He's not going to do that anymore. He could be our first retirer, well, our second retirer actually of this race. Ryan Preston
Yeah, I
is
wonder
the
what
only
happened.
other guy who's out.
I mean, maybe there was a... No, I don't know. I really don't know. Not sure. Maybe...
Trying to find excuses for him for messing up the pit entry.
No, I was wondering if, yeah, he's got a penalty he has to serve within 3 laps
Okay, yeah.
because of dangerous entry or something. I'm not sure, because it would have made you certain. No, it would be it would have to be your saying on pit exit. And there ain't no way you donut in pit road and then mess up the pit exit. No way. Okay, we've got some replays for you. Okay, it says Fiedler and Richard. Oh, weird.
Yeah, it's just under traction.
Wow.
And he turned on his wiper. Oh, no. Oh. He did so well on the right not to go too far on the grass. He did so well to the left not to hit the wall. And by the time he got to the second right, it was it.
All in all, that was into... So he just quits.
Yeah.
Well, well, well. What a shame. Because, yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, if that was a valid pit, then he did well. Yeah, he lost 4 seconds, considering he nearly binned it in 3 or 4 places on the entry there. Wasn't bad at all, but then I think he's just let it get to him, and then he's made a mistake, and got to him it has, unfortunately.
Yes, Jazz driving, apologies, that's Jazz driving maybe the dullest race of the season. 7 seconds behind the car ahead, 13 seconds ahead of the car behind.
Yeah, he is, like you said earlier, in his own postcode, unfortunately. Very fast, but the guys in front are, yeah, just on a whole different astral plane. What's Distraz's I rating? 5.5. Yeah, wow. So these guys in front are animals. As James Park comes into the pits, so we're going to see where he comes out in relation to... Well, no, a few of them are still into pit, so we've this is going to be unfolding. Position to Lane, that was it. Lane is the highest of the people who have pitted, right? Still, yeah. My gut tells me Lane's got it.
Yeah, I think so. He was 3/10 slower that last lap than Fiedler, so he'll get Parker, but I'm not sure if he'll necessarily get Fiedler.
Yep, Lane goes through. We have to wait for Fiedler and Struess. Well, Struess is not going to be in it, right? No.
Hammer in, and crucially, Pedersen couldn't go the extra lap. He didn't really get much of a draft in that first stint. So let's see if he can just get like 2 seconds less of fuel, which is a big if, then he'll be right with him.
So
Chalet did continue.
Seems to be the only one. Don't know about Fiedler just yet. We'll keep an eye on all the pit stop times.
Say 14 seconds, the quickest pit stop we've seen so far. Hammer 13.57. Pedersen 14.2. The gap out in the lead is going to extend here, and there's going to be a few cars between them. So Hammer 1 step closer to winning in his first race so far this season.
And with a stellar photo.
And with a great photo. I mean, yeah. And just with good looks as well. Like, he's really winning on every front.
There you go. We will keep this broadcast. Distraz is long in the pits. Distraz has, I'm assuming, sped in pits. We'll see if it gets to, what, 55? 42. Yeah. Well, 42's 30 more.
Well, that's tyres.
But he's taken 4 tyres. Because that's not a 40-second penalty, right? So no, it can't.
No, it can't be a 40-second penalty. It must have been tyres, because tyres is about 26 seconds. And so if he took 16 seconds normally, then that would match up.
Oof.
And someone else is taking tyres, but that might be a retiree.
Distraz is done. Like, he is 11 seconds behind Parker. Tyres are not, there's only 20 minutes left to go.
So Chalet will come out in P3. The big question is who's going to be P5, Fiedelac versus Lane. I think it's going to be close between the two. I think Fiedelac's going to get this one. Chalet will be comfortably P3. But where is Fiedelac? 7, 8, 9. If he's sub 14 seconds, then he'll have it, I think.
Fiedelac.
14.2.
It's not bad. That was a brilliant pit stop from Hammer. Finally
P5, here comes Lane. Oh, it is going to be as close as what we thought it might be. Lane's got the momentum. He is... We're not seeing a car behind him, so he must be behind. There he is.
Wow.
So Fiedelac did hold on. It was close between the two of them. But Fiedelac has got P5. And that is some drive from him in this middle part of the race to get that. Of course, now he's got to hold on for another 18 minutes.
So is Iwan Bremer up 17, really not pitted yet? Wow.
Wow.
He's built different in the fuel department. He's been out there 41 minutes. Yeah, unless we missed a... No, he hasn't pitted. This is all fuel saving.
Go to the end.
Yeah, go on, go to the end. We'll keep the camera on you. If you go to the end, we'll watch just you. Okay, he's in.
Ooh.
It looks like he saved fuel with taking paint off his car. That's the only reason I could think to have just a white livery.
Sure.
I mean, that's what the F1 teams are doing now. Okay, this is the battle with Lane and Fiedelac.
So Struys kept in touch.
Yes.
He did Ben Pedersen.
Yeah, I see that. Whereas Destraz is down in 15th with prospects of 14th after Iwan's pit stop.
Is it Iwan? Because I've been saying it Iwan.
I
don't know. If you know more than
don't
me.
know, mate. That was bad, Joe. I did not.
Well, I got it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
That's why I repeated it, because I didn't think any of the viewers would.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't make sense, does it?
No, it's not even similar to the word I wanted to use. Oh, and he did come out ahead of Distress, so that's...
I mean, that's a demonstration of how much time Distress lost, isn't it?
Bremer, which is the name I'm going to use now, is up 9 from the start.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a slide. Or Distress. He must be furious. Edvin Forsland, I think, also took tyres and had a 42-second pit stop.
Yeah.
So unless there's like a new build thing where penalties cost something else, they've taken tyres.
Yeah, 42.6 and 42.2, so yeah.
And coming up to a back mark here, Mads Lauritsen.
Tyres might just take longer and pick up. You know, we know the times for GT3s, but every car is different. Like LMP2, I don't know if you know, they do the lefts and rights sequentially at the same time.
Okay.
So if you take fronts or rears, it takes... You might as well, it's practically as long as taking all 4. That catches a lot of people out. The tyres go on so quick as well. Not just one, I know they're sequential, but they go on so fast. Yeah, I'm sure Distrad's going to climb a few positions, but with 15 minutes to go and the last 2 laps being cold tyres as well, now he's got the grip, but it's such a big ask to do anything now. I mean, it was definitely a mistake. It definitely wasn't a strategic call.
Big exit here. Now they come up to the back marker. That was Edvin Forsland. No, it wasn't. It was Glenn Broughton Turner. Haven't got any traffic, do these guys, for half a lap. So everyone ahead of them is all for position. Here comes Distras. This time it should be easy enough, but it's taking him way too long to make this move. And realistically, he can get Richard. In fact, he's just pushing along Richard.
And he's got the tyres for it. 100% under braking.
Yeah, here he goes. So what happened to Richard earlier on? Because Richard was battling with... he had the spin at the chicane.
His
had something
pit
else.
stop was 7 seconds too long.
Yeah, that is true, yeah. Yeah, you know, yeah, you're right.
Well, I only found that because you asked.
yeah.
I'm not right. You brought it up,
like,
I looked.
Yeah, but like, they're not actually that far behind P4. Like, he's 15 seconds behind P4 because what you got to remember, Distress was having the dullest race of anyone because he was 14 seconds clear. So, like, it's weird to me that he's only 15 seconds behind because he lost 26 seconds.
Yeah.
But, like, he's gone from 14 seconds ahead to 14 seconds behind.
Yeah.
So he wasn't even in this race. Like, he was in a different area of the circuit. So.
Is that really in their team name, Nürburgring Esports?
Yep.
Do they know they're at Road Atlanta right now?
You don't think that this is their best track? Are we going? We are going to Nürburgring later in the season, so
We are. We're expecting big things. Shorter pit stops, but big things.
Distress past Edison. He's up to P13. Richard's really dropped off these guys. Must have made a mistake. That is some pretty aggressive defending there from Distress. But he wasn't going to mess around. He's up to 13th, and he can definitely get another. I think he can get P9 here. Can Distress? And he's got 6 seconds to catch up to James Parker. He won't get further than that unless there's collisions ahead. And
you wouldn't think it, but obviously they tied for pole, but with a bad start and then the 1 second gap extending and the slightly slower pit stop. Hammer is 3.4 seconds ahead of Pedersen. Chalet has just been a league of his own in third, no one around him, and that was also true for Distraz in fourth. They were very disconnected. And then, if you can believe it, Fidlak, who's looked very fast, able to overtake, very consistent, is 29 seconds off the lead. Remarkable. And I'm happy to admit when I'm wrong, but traffic has not played a part in this race really at all. They've been so new. There's a Samsoid car missing parts, beached.
I once did a broadcast way back in about 2018 with the legendary as we are seeing Salvatore Lane alongside. He's going to have the long route around the penultimate corner, but he's going to have a much better run around the final corner. Now, we'll make sure that they don't make any contact. Lane just backs out of it, and now he might lose a position to Tommy Strees, who comes up behind. And Strees is going to move past, so from looking like he was going to gain a place, Salvatore Lani has dropped a place, and Fiedlak survives in that P4, and maybe it's Strees who's got the best shot at overtaking the German now.
So yeah, we'll find out what happened to Robert Van Horn, but yeah, it looks like he rear went into the wall and then he beached the car. That is a thing now with the beaching on the grass, especially in the wet. It's a new concept of added.
What I was going to say before was I did a broadcast back in 2018 with the legendary Marco Barbanero.
Yeah.
And he said that every time you go to Road Atlanta, someone will bin it at that corner.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I don't think I've ever done a broadcast where Marco's been wrong.
Yeah, that's a shame for Robert because it's a tough crowd. He was almost, P2 in the AMs, looking strong. But yeah, this has been a really tough race, especially in the, it's just a few races out there on pace, but the big race is from P4 down. Yeah, Fiedlak's had a really good race. He's up 7 positions, let's not forget. No, he's had a really impressive race because he's been in the thick of it all.
Yeah. Yeah, he's had to make his way up. He had to make a lot of them on track as well. By the way, shout out to Apex Racing Academy, the title sponsor for this series. Thanks to them for supporting the championship, offering a 1-month subscription to all the drivers who sign up to the series. And of course, if you want to get faster in this Porsche Cup car with tuition from PESC driver Michael Yanni, or you want to get faster in, say, the F4 car, where you can learn from the British F4 champion Luke McCowan, or if you want to get faster in GT4 cars from the expertise of Peter Berryman. So many big names.
Yeah, big
delivering data packs for so many different cars on iRacing. Do check out apexracingac.com. Lane very nearly making contact, and these guys are driving aggressive right now. Streets will hold on, and Lane will have to lick his wounds and come back again. But this is fantastic news right now for Fiedlak.
You say McCowan. I say McEwen.
McCowan.
I say McEwen. I don't know why. I've always said Luke McEwen.
You might be right. Apparently, I think Jamie was saying how Luke says his name wrong.
Is that possible?
I think it's quite an ignorant thing to say, or arrogant thing to say. As Pedersen has lost it.
Can you say your own name
No,
wrong?
I think once you say your name, that's your name.
Correct.
And
Yeah, I've always said McEwen, but I don't know. As soon as you said it, I questioned where I learnt that.
it's someone like it's like someone saying that Daniel Ricciardo should pronounce his name Daniel Ricciardo.
No, he should retire. Oh, anyway, sorry, we're not talking about F1.
Wow.
Wow. Hello, Robert. It happens, mate. Chin up. It's all good. You didn't like my Danny Rick hot take?
No, because I really like the guy.
I do.
And I'm really disappointed that he's driving absolute rubbish.
Yeah, I like the guy.
I was so like,
Perhaps
oh,
commentary?
he's going to absolutely wipe Tsunoda off the face of the earth. No.
No.
Being out-qualified by him by quarters of a second every race. I still believe he can bring it back.
That's too late. Writing's on the wall. So let's see. Distraz is... So he's up to since when we saw him behind Ricciardo after the pit stop drama, shall we say? By accident. We're pretty sure he took 4 tyres accidentally. Although, how do you accidentally take 4? Wouldn't you notice after the first one goes on?
You would tick off. Well, unless maybe he doesn't have the ability. Maybe he doesn't have like a mouse next to his vehicle or something.
Or a wheel with buttons.
Oh, with buttons, yeah.
Nah, mate. nah, mate.
You overestimate people setting up their sim rigs.
I can't imagine. Hell, crew chief has a voice feature. You can ask it.
Yeah, but he could be a rudimentary sim racer.
Rudimentary. Yeah, unfortunately, we'll probably get a replay of it soon. We only saw the aftermath. We saw it. Yeah, we saw the aftermath.
This could be a move coming here for Salvatore Lane. Again, he's going on the outside.
Don't think
Didn't
it's a
work
choice.
for him last time.
Yeah.
And it's not going to... No, it might work for him. Here he goes. No, had to back out of it. And he loses a few tenths of a second and has to probably take another 2 laps in order to get into a overtaking position again. Frustrating times right now for the Italian, who might well be the leader of the championship to be fair after tonight, with both Jameri and Lazarus missing tonight's meeting.
Robert, question. When you mean you're shifted to 4th, are you talking about shifting down or up? You want to leave it
after
in 4th.
the S's.
But you want to be in 4th for the whole S's,
Well,
never
clearly,
3rd.
Clearly he wasn't.
Yeah, you don't want to use 3rd. That's the problem. But he might mean he's shifted. Yeah, I'm not sure what he... Yeah. I think it's quite dangerous in this car to use 3rd gear at any point in the ES phase. I use 4th out of that corner. Which, yeah, it's understeery as hell, but you get the tyres all race long and you don't have any snapping. Right, so Distraz, obviously, let's remind our viewers that he has absolutely amazing tyres right now.
Yeah.
Absolute, like, the guy in front must be wondering what on earth he is doing wrong.
The last lap, Distraz was 4 tenths of a second faster than everyone else
Yeah.
on the track.
I mean, this is, just to reiterate, it's a poor strategy, but right now he is flying.
Just at his fastest lap of the race, you can see there. And you'll get past Bezalek. You'll get past Swan as well by the end. Swan will be no problem. Really, he's a sitting duck. I was trying to do a pun there for Swan, but it doesn't really work.
I just wanted to, we've mentioned ducks twice now. Well, 3 times.
Yeah. And never appropriately, as I said earlier on. He might get Parker. That's the big one. He's 3 seconds behind Parker, and he's lapping a second a lap faster with about 3 laps to go. So it'll be very close.
Yeah.
Very close.
Yeah, he's going to need more than... I think he'll need more than that to set up and pass Parker. But
Yeah, but you can pass him at the last corner.
true.
Like, as long as you're there.
Feedlet's holding on nicely. It's a little... It's... Oh, yeah, I'm not even going to call it a train. It's not that many people. But with that gap from Hammer to Pedersen, 6.7 seconds now. Pedersen might just be admitting defeat and just bringing it home, but let's not forget their quali times were identical.
Here comes attempt number 3 for Lane. Exactly the same position as he's been in the previous 2 times, and the exact same thing happens.
Yeah, he's just got to turn early and lean on stress and hope nothing goes wrong and the stewards are on a coffee break.
Reminder, of course, after this stream, me and David are going to be talking about this week's sim racing news on the late Apex, as Distress has had to come into pit on probably the worst strategy I think I've ever seen from Distress.
So 4 tyres but not enough fuel. Carry on, Sam, yeah?
Watch him take another 4 tyres there. Yeah, tonight we'll be discussing the Nürburgring 24 Hours, which is coming to ACC in just over a week's time, which is a crazy thing. Veselec's run out of fuel, by the way. Also, the CEO of Fanatec has resigned, so discussing everything to do
Resigned.
with that.
Resigned.
Oh, sorry, dismissed, not resigned.
Resigned.
Yes.
That's what he's telling his wife.
Sure, yeah.
I've
Well,
resigned.
No, he hasn't told his wife that he's fired. Like, he's still going to work. Yeah, do tune in for all of that, along with, of course, the news when it comes to Apex Racing League, Apex Racing TV, and everything else to do with Apex. So Veselec, like I said, he took the shortest pit stop of anyone, so that's why I think he's low on fuel. Will he lift here? No, he's still pushing. He's still pushing. Maybe it was just a mistake before, and he's actually fine on fuel. Going to push it around there, just behind them. That was Benand. Yeah, Benand going past Pedersen of the Rasmus variety. Oh, and Richard's now come into the pits. Oh, man. What an awful day for Kevin Richard. Could have been... I mean, he's one of the several drivers who, at one point, looked like he might finish P4.
Wait, are these guys serving... Did we check if they're serving drive-throughs?
Oh, they could be.
Yeah, just thought. This is a track of easy off-tracks. Maybe Distraz didn't serve fuel.
Destraz went straight through, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they are limited to 17 instants, so...
What?
That could be it.
17 for the hour! Oh my god. Well, I suppose they knew it going in. Oh my. You run a strict ship, Sam.
Yeah.
You run a strict ship. I want to see you start competing in these hyper competitive.
I'd be awful.
1 out. Oh. I mean, the guy in front was absolutely parking it on the racing line. Let's not forget. You can park the bus when you're a compromised line, and you just overextend your compromiseness, but he parked it on the racing.
2 more laps to go for these drivers, because they're 35 seconds behind.
Well, let's see which of them serves the fastest drive-through on the last lap. If one's using pit limit and one's running right up to it.
Benan being re-overtaken by Rasmus Pedersen. They're up to 13th and 14th now on these guys because of the drive-throughs for others. There's Philip Hammer. He will force the extra lap. This might catch out a few drivers.
Yeah, what a race. What an absolute dominant race. And it's his first race with us today, yeah?
First race of the season, yep. Yeah. I think he won 1 race last season, and then won the Pro-Am Championship the season before.
Cool.
Forsland still battling with Horn. No, apologies, this is Kirsten's ahead of Forsland. They are teammates. So one would expect them not to collide, but they're running pretty close at the moment. Lane has got past Streese. He's got the inside for once.
There
but it
you
turns
go.
into the outside. Now, that was a 4X, so I wonder if that will push them. But they seem to be all right for the instance as they move on to their last lap. Streese holds on. He's got 1 more lap to hold on for a very coveted P5.
Yeah, Lane's been... and it was Streese getting ahead a lot. Of course, yeah. Yeah, brilliant. That's the move he's tried to set up, what, 4 or 5 times that we've seen?
Mm.
And this time he got the late break and held the outside and, yeah, rightfully gave him the move off my line shove. If the guy on the outside starts turning, you remind them. And he did just that.
Still, Bremer can't get
I heard
past
clutching.
Veselak. Yeah, there was
Well,
a bit of
lifting, sorry. Yeah, I heard.
clutching for someone.
I definitely heard an engine lift with no brake.
Was a short pit stop for Philip Hammer, but he has dominated. Took pole by less than a thousandth of a second, but he's going to take the win by some 7 seconds. Philip Hammer, on his return to the series, wins at Road Atlanta and gets himself 130 points, which straight away puts him into championship contention. Pedersen, on his debut, finishes in 2nd place. Chalet will round out the podium. Fiedler will be a comfortable 4th, but who will be 5th? Larnay still making contact. They make contact again. They're still making contact. Will either of them make the corner? No. They cut across. Now they're overtaking each other on the grass. They've got to serve the slowdown here, but neither of them are going to let each other pass. Street's pushing them out. Here comes Pedersen right to the line. Have they served their slowdowns? Larnay takes it. Pedersen beats Streets, but who knows if they served that slowdown. I'm not sure if they either of them served the slowdown.
I can't believe that before the race, I described what happened.
Yeah.
White flag, neither went for it, neither yielded, straight across the grass. So I was actually sat in the grandstand opposite that. It was night, and that's how Petit Le Mans finished.
Yeah.
So this is like real life, mate. iRacing's actually perfected it. I mean, after the race, you wouldn't drive into the back of your opponent's car when it costs like £70,000.
Yeah.
That,
according to the chat, but I'm not sure. But we are now back. So thank you for pointing that out, Nick and Roberts. Yeah, we will have a chat with a few of our drivers, but let's have a look at the results then for the round. And I'm curious as to see, did they actually serve the slowdowns? Streets didn't. He didn't serve it. But
well,
Larnay did.
Wait, he probably did, mate. He probably crossed the line with over instant points, and that adds 40 seconds.
That's a good shout. Yeah, that's a good shout.
Sorry.
You're in despair, David. You're so upset.
Oh my god, it was so brilliant. I mean, I watched that play. Their voice was probably off, but I watched that play out IRL. I mentioned it before the damn race started. That's how Petit Le Mans finished in front of my eyes in real life. Straight across the grass, battled across the grass, battled out the last corner. Stewards had to investigate because obviously they both broke the rules. Like, how do you dictate this? Brilliant.
Yeah, there are the results. 26 drivers started, 23 drivers finished. And we'll score points. So congratulations to all of them. Let's have a chat then with a few of our drivers. We have got... we've got Nick Horn in for a chat. Lovely stuff. Always like to have a chat with Nick. Nick, welcome to the interview thing that we do.
Hello. I'm glad to be here in
feeling?
the interview thing that you do.
Yeah, you covered it.
Sam's finally losing it.
Yeah.
What do you mean, finally?
Oh, come on, guys.
It's a 2-on-1.
We've got another hour of broadcasting to come with you two. How are you feeling with 21st place?
A bit annoyed. I tried to go short and then long, so I thought that might work by getting myself out with the leaders and using them to get a bit of a tow, but a total failure, and then I had a bit of a spin, so...
Yeah, we were sort of calling you out with that strategy initially because we knew, we had the same logic as you will come out around the leaders, but we interpreted it as a negative thing. So, yeah, we did see that one, but we do like to see the alternative strategy. Seemed to have some pretty good battles, though, with certainly your teammate at times. I think maybe Edvin as well. And really,
Yeah.
those early stages as well. I mean, the first 15 minutes, you seemingly were batsing someone every corner.
I was, yeah, and I think because I was a bit lighter on fuel helped. But yeah, we split the strategy. The other two guys in the team going long first stint, and yeah, Tom finished like about. Well, he was a good 10 seconds up the road for me when it equalled out, so it definitely didn't work for me. And then I lost a few places because I had a spin out of turn 7, the slow one.
So it was deliberate starting with lower fuel.
Yeah, I went for a 20-minute first stint to try and carry less fuel to be quicker in the first stint, to then do a longer second stint, hoping to come out with the leaders and get a bit of a tow and see if I could keep up with them in the hope to leapfrog people. That was kind of my thought strategy about 5 minutes before the race.
Yeah, it's hard to overtake and the fuel's free at the beginning. It's quite literally free fuel at the beginning, because you're going to pay for that in the pit stop. Like anything you gain through being faster, you're going to spend longer in the pits because you're net down on fuel. And yeah, this track's too hard to overtake as well. So yeah,
I know that now, but it was worth it. It's good fun.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Lesson learned.
I can't remember if you're my team principal, Nick, or you're my team. I'm your team principal.
I think you're our part-time team principal.
There you
so
go.
am I now sacked?
Yeah. No.
Under review.
You've got the job for life. You're the yeah. Looking ahead to next week, we've got VAR. Is that one that you like? Because I was saying right from the start to David, it's a bit of a Marmite track.
I quite like it, but I think I had to grind it in I can't remember which car to get some SR or something a few seasons ago. So yeah, I quite like it. It's good fun in this car as well.
Yeah, I think it is a good one in this car. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you out there for that round. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, shout out to it on my Discord, my good lady wife, and my teammates.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having a chat with us, Nick, and best of luck next time.
Cheers, thank you. See you on the podcast later on.
Yep.
Cheers, bye.
Nick Horn, the avid listener to the late Apex podcast. So, yeah, best of luck to him for the next round. Unfortunately, we've got no other interviews at the moment. So unless we're going to drag up someone from the Radicals broadcast, which is going on simultaneously to
I've been tempted before.
Yeah.
They're mid-chatting. Oh, it was brilliant. That was a good race. Very entertaining.
Yeah, I think best race of the season, I would say, or best round of the championship.
We easily need to make a clip of me talking about the grass send on white flag, and then the white flag grass send, like their match mate, and then the loop in pit stop.
Yeah.
Shame he let it get to his head, because I think looking back, you'll realise that even though how badly that went, he lost 4 seconds. That was it. 4 seconds. And
that was who was that? Sorry.
Dimbolo,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and then he had the incident, which I assume it was more him angry with himself and driving different, and then just thought, okay, if I'm doing this and this, then I'm exiting. But I could be wrong. But yeah, it was a really good race.
It was a good one. Well, I think that pretty much wraps it up then for us for this round of the championship. Of course, thanks to our sponsors, Apex Racing Academy, Apex Racing Simulators, VRS, SDK Gaming. Check out all of their products in the description below. We'll be back in soon. Keep an eye on the YouTube chat. Probably around 10 o'clock we'll be back for the late Apex. So we are also going to leave you some highlights as well of the race. So yeah, feel free to watch them as we close out the stream. But if you've enjoyed this, please do leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, check out all the other broadcasts as well coming up. Check out the Radicals, which is going on right now. Always good action in that one, and all the racing coming up this weekend on the channel. But for now, from myself, Sam Fitzpatrick, and from David Sampson, we are going to say goodbye, and we will see you back next time at VIR.